Thank you to the chairman and to the ranking member, and thank you to our witnesses for appearing to discuss your work today. Your offices are crucial as we continue to work to address the glaring lack of safe, clean, and most importantly, affordable housing throughout the country. In my home state of Nevada, we are bearing the brunt of this country's affordable housing crisis as low-income renters in Las Vegas and Southern Nevada face the most severe shortage in the country. There are only 13 affordable and available rental homes for every 100 households living in Southern Nevada, according to the National Low-Income Housing Coalition's 2024 GAP report. During the current shortage of available housing, the most vulnerable are compelled to compete for this severely limited supply, which leads to seniors and working families having to pay nearly half of their monthly income on rent. At the same time, those payments do not go nearly as far as they used to for folks who are looking to own their own homes. Since 2022, the average monthly mortgage payment throughout Southern Nevada has increased an astounding 47%. At events all across my district, I hear from constituents, really across the entire income distribution, who are struggling to find a way to put a roof over their head and to know that that priority is important to all of us and to HUD. The work that your offices undertake is vital to that mission, as your oversight ensures that we are maximizing the efficiency of every dollar that we spend to enhance our nation's affordable housing stock. Additionally, I want to applaud your recent efforts on prioritizing tenant safety and keeping a close eye on properties' ability to handle emergency repairs, which will ensure that people are not just housed, but that they can do so with dignity. However, before we can even get to that point, we need to have a data-driven understanding of how to best efficiently deploy the limited resources that we invest in affordable housing. That's why my legislation, the Housing Market Transparency Act, would empower HUD to collect and centralize tenant-focused data such as habitability standards, as well as the most recent inspection data for HUD-assisted properties. Inspector General Davis, would you please discuss some of the strategies that your team would be better able to implement to mitigate potential hazards and address inefficiencies if HUD kept a centralized repository for this health and safety information from state housing agencies?
Well, you've touched on a very problem part of HUD's portfolio in rental assistance. We are looking constantly not only at the lack of units available and the vouchers that go unused, but also, as you pointed out, the safe and sanitary issues that seem to permeate HUD's portfolio. We are looking not only at HUD's oversight with respect to each of these and making recommendations, but we're actually looking beyond HUD at the grantee level, looking at living conditions within each of the program areas.
And what other data points would you recommend HUD begin collecting to inform your efforts to provide safe housing and to continue HUD's efforts around tenant protections?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we still don't have an accurate count of lead and how it affects the housing portfolio. We don't actually know where lead is in the portfolio, and lead's a huge problem, of course, for our young people under 6. I think we're talking a lot about voucher utilization. That's a big thing. You know, we've learned that the VASH program, the PHAs are having some difficulty making sure the vouchers are utilized to the best of their ability to see that our veterans are housed. HUD is working on optimizing the voucher program in general. I think we need to look beyond those efforts at the performance of that program, the long term, and see how it's serving the public.
I just wanted to close by also raising that my bill would also address collecting information around consumer lending data. And I want to commend the ranking member, Mr. Cleaver, because he and I led a letter demanding answers to reporting that the Navy Federal Credit Union had engaged in potentially discriminatory lending practices by approving Black applicants at significantly lower rates. I know we're still working to fully underscore the racial impact of that. And I hope that my colleagues on this committee would join with us and co-sponsor the Housing Market Transparency Act. It's good legislation. With that, I yield back.